ALTC802 Module 1. The assignment for this module was to interview my superintendent. So I interviewed Becca Flowers, superintendent of USD 438. The Keisha process, I asked her what meetings she has been attending about this process. She said that she had been attending meetings both at the local and at the state level. The state level ones had been both in person and conference calls. Additionally, she's had meetings at the district level with our teachers, our site council, patrons, stakeholders, parents, and teachers. In that interview, I asked her what structures does the district have in place for KESA. The needs assessment was completed in September of 2017, and at that point, it was decided to attack all 4 R's at once. So what R's did our district select, and how is our building supporting these R's? Like I previously said, her response was to attack all 4 of those R's. However, rigor and responsive culture were at the top of the list. Rigor is seen by students doing internships and work-based training, actually preparing these students for the workplace. Responsive culture. Leadership within teachers and students was a top priority that came out of the meetings within our staff for the R's. What information had she shared with the Board of Education? I visited not only with her, but also with the Board of Education members. In visiting with Mrs. Flowers, she said that she had first brought this up in 2017 at the beginning of the year about the Keisha and the redesign process. She knew that this was something that she definitely wanted to be on board and hoped that the school board members would also. She explained the benefits of this, some of the challenges that we might have faced, and how we would have a plan of attack for our Keisha process. Additionally, visiting with just her about what her response was and how she shared that with the board, is she gave some definite examples of how this can prepare our students for the workplace directly after graduation. Doing those internships would be vital, building some rigor in our school, building the leadership. So all this had been shared with the Board of Education. In visiting with the Board of Education members, this was all Greek to them. Most of them have not had the background and the training in education, so having to go deeper into it, as Mrs. Flowers did, was a good step. The Board of Education had many questions. They were quite skeptical. They didn't know how all this would work, or even the timeline when it would be implemented. Do our goals align with the Keisha goals, and how do our teachers support the R's? As I visited more with Mrs. Flowers, I would definitely say that our local school goals align closely with the Keisha goals. In 2017, after that assessment survey was done, following that, goals were redesigned for our school to actually align with those Keisha goals. The teachers are supporting the R's. They are seeing rigor in their classroom. They are seeing those relationship buildings in their classroom. So they are actually implementing what we have been talking about. We are seeing this, we are a PK-12 building, so we are seeing this starting at PK. This will only be our first year really into this, so in 5 years, those PK kids will then be 4th graders. Hopefully, we can obviously see a big difference of what has been happening. So I asked Mrs. Flowers, what impact do the selected R's have on my own planning and or my instruction? She reminded me, as a CTE teacher, being an ag education teacher, that my competencies lined up directly with what we had planned. So I personally try to implement these in my classroom. She had given me some ideas and suggestions, some internships with my students, actually having some soft skills built into the curriculum that I do. So as I reflect back, my experience, I feel I have a good working relationship with the superintendent. I visit with her on a regular basis about what's happening in our district. I'm in there seeing what's going on, what's the good things that are happening. And then when I do have challenges or struggles, I feel I can go in and talk to her on that basis also. I also visit with board members on a regular basis. I find the superintendent and board members both are happy to visit and share. Several of the board members ask for us as teachers what our opinion is. What are things that we've noticed that are happening that are good? What are some challenges and struggles that we're coming up with? So I feel that our Board of Education is vested in what we are doing. Another reflection is the two R's that our school district is focusing on. Rigor, as I said before, vocational education was a top priority, and these classes integrate academics and technical skills. Students can earn certifications and degrees while in school. As an animal science, plant science, ag mechanics instructor, I feel that I'm teaching them skills that are necessary for them to go out into the world. Vet science, I have a student that is doing an internship um, at a local vet clinic. Some of the students are actually taking college courses, ag mechanics, which go right along with my courses. They're actually getting to dive deeper into what we are teaching in the classroom. The responsive culture. The top focus is leadership. A common vision is embraced throughout our entire PK-12 building, with staff and all employees. This positive culture supports innovation exists. The district has a strategic plan that puts students first and we want to increase that student success. We have T-Bird teams that are K through 12. Students are actually paired together. They meet once a month, do team building activities. We have several leadership classes that are offered. I offer one of my own as an ag leadership class. These students are actually the ones that are leaders. I give them little tidbits of information, give them projects to do, and they are the leader that goes out and does these projects. So the plan of action, rigor. As we begin to be having more and more of these students in CTE classes, work-based learning throughout the school year. This is something that is vitally important for our students. This gives them that opportunity to say, do I want to go on to college? Do I want to go to technical school? Or do I want to just go into the world of work? Our responsive culture. Relationship is a top priority. Students in our community are our top priority. Ongoing student involvement, positive relationship with peers, teachers, families, and communities. How are those R's in the district affecting my school or my teaching, my class or my teaching? Like I said before, ag is a CTE course. All my competencies include internships, employability skills. These are things that are just integrated into my classroom on a daily basis. And I feel as I am building relationships with my students, based on the two R's that the district selected, what are some things that I have to consider when teaching? Again, just to be conscious of making these into my curriculum on a daily basis. Those soft skills, teaching public speaking, that's one of my competencies. Responsibility. So I feel very fortunate to be a CTE teacher, as those R's directly are already written into my competencies. The outside visiting team, it was selected. It was made up of elementary, middle school, and high school representatives.